Hello and welcome back to the Film Club, the club where we talk about films that we've been recently watching, viewing and enjoying them, or even recently watching and enjoying, and if you've seen what I'm about to talk about, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. The trailer for Speak No Evil caught my attention instantly just from the fact that I love when James McAvoy goes psycho. I absolutely love Split, and I think he as an actor doesn't get the credit he sometimes deserves. He is absolutely brilliant, he throws himself into every role in each way, but I feel like because he does these big sort of blockbuster films, he never sort of gets the recognition as an actor that he should get. But regardless of all that, I absolutely love him, and so I was very excited to see Speak No Evil, and it didn't disappoint. There was a few little things that I didn't necessarily love about the film, but aside from that, it was a fun watch. It was a cool little thriller, murder, mystery type tension building film that I absolutely loved. So if you don't know what Speak No Evil is, essentially the film is about this family, a man, a wife and a kid who go on holiday and they meet another couple. When they go back home, they then think, oh, we're stressed out in the life of London, let's go and meet up with our friends that we made on holiday who live down in Devon. It was actually really cool to see one of these films set in England, because normally they're not. So to hear stuff like Devon and London and stuff was kind of cool. But anyway, sidetrack from that. As soon as they get there, things get a little bit weird, things get a little bit odd. They're not sort of your typical couple. There's just a few little weird sprinkles. I'll not spoil it too much, but as it goes, they just turn out to be psycho killers, essentially. And they've gone through families and families. Their child, the twist, if you don't want spoilers, don't listen to it, but the child that they have actually turns out to be from the previous family that they have murdered, and then the new daughter is going to be theirs. Which was actually kind of crazy. I sort of expected that the kid who couldn't talk had his like tongue chopped out or something, but I didn't know to what extent it went with like it being another family's child. The escalation from there is essentially just about the family trying to survive. The first act of this film is somewhat slow but needed. There's a lot of sort of just snippets of bits like that just doesn't really seem right, and it's been made to just throw you off, which is cool. It went on a little bit probably longer than I would have liked to, or not necessarily longer, but it had some moments without any tension, and I thought you could probably trim a little bit of the fat off those scenes just to sort of pick up the pace a little bit more. But regardless of that, I still really enjoyed this. The final act, which is the main meat and bones of what you go to see for a film like this, I did really enjoy. I did feel like it sort of turned into a bit of almost like a Home Alone type film. This film has some great little comedy elements in, but the issue is that it sometimes interjects the comedy into scenes that are supposed to be full of tension, that are supposed to be scary scenes. You know, when you're in the final act of a film like this, and the stakes are high and the tension's high, and then someone cracks a joke, it just sort of takes you out of it, which, don't get me wrong, is fine in some instances, but for me I was just a little bit like, oh, why are we cracking jokes? But I will say there was a sort of 10-15 minute stint where my heart was absolutely pounding out of my chest. There's a scene where the family essentially discovers that they are psycho killers, and it's this whole question of, do they know that they know, or are they going to be able to escape? And it just keeps sort of like pulling you back in. My heart was pounding in that scene. The tension and the writing of that, especially that sequence, was absolutely fantastic to then essentially kickstart what is that final act, which I did enjoy. It became a little bit of sort of a slasher film at that point, like a hunting down, and like I say, for me, it turned into a little bit of a comedic Home Alone vibe, because it was like you had these bad guys who just kept getting beaten down and who kept getting hit by different stuff that the family was doing. But regardless of that, it was still enjoyable. I cannot deny that this film had some great moments. The gore is really good, the storyline's really good, the acting is actually really solid. I went into this mainly for James McAvoy because I love when he goes to this sort of darker place, but actually the rest of the cast was absolutely outstanding as well. The wife of both of the wives, to be honest, are really good, but the wife of the sort of non-killer family, I can't remember her name, but what a great performance she gives, and it's an enjoyable film. Like I said, I'm picking gripes with it, but at the same time, it was what I went into it for. It didn't have as many sort of jump scares as I would have liked it to, but at the same time, the tension that it brings sort of makes up for that. So I will leave out the no jump scares. But anyway, let me know, what did you think of Speak No Evil if you have seen it, and I will see you next time on the Film Club.